Welcome back to the Workbench, where uncut and unedited, a guy, me, tries to make things. And what we're making right now is a Wacky Races diorama using Dick Dastardly's Mean Machine model kit and the Compact Pussycat from Penelope Cruz, her model kit. And basically we're building just a scene straight out of the old cartoon Wacky Races. And where we're at right now basically is on step 3 of Dick's vehicle. And then also, just let me give a quick update on Penelope's vehicle here. So we've got this prepped for body work. And so all I need to do is fill these. We had to shave some of the moldings off of the model kit to make it actually cartoon accurate or screen accurate, I guess we should say. And I'm gonna have to fill those with body filler. And I ran into an issue. I actually have, if I reach down here, I have our body filler, but I either ran out of or have misplaced the hardener or the activator for the body filler. So I'm gonna have to get some of that before we can do any of the body work on Penelope's car, on the Compact Pussycat here. But that's okay, because we have plenty to do over here on Dick's vehicle, the Mean Machine. And if you remember right, we were working on step 3, and we had all these little jet nozzles, supposedly 8 jet nozzles that needed to go around this one major jet nozzle here, which we've got all painted up, and I've got it all glued together. I think I did that in between episodes. Actually got it all glued up and put together. Oh, I think that's right. Last episode, I painted one of the little jets. I guess they are black, but I went ahead and I got all 8 of them done. Once I got to about number 8, I kind of had it down. So right about the end when I finished, I was like, oh, okay, I've got this down on how to get these painted. But I think they turned out pretty good. I'm happy with that. And then I went ahead. So if you remember right, we're actually missing one of the jet nozzles. It just isn't in the kit. I am 99.5% sure I did not lose it, because I did not even open this kit. I did not. I'm pretty sure I didn't lose. I'm pretty sure it got lost in the boxing process of the kit. I'm going to keep tearing this house apart just in case I can find it. But until then, we only have 7 of these guys. So my thought is, so this goes, let me bring over the chassis or the tub or whatever this is considered. This sits, oh, and you know what I noticed too? These actually have little license plates. So I need to paint up those little license plates. Actually, both vehicles have little license plates, which is kind of interesting. Like this one is HB5. I guess, is that Hanna-Barbera 5? And then this one is HB00 for Dick. And then it just says Wacky Races under it. I kind of want to, I'm not sure. I got to try to find a picture. I'm not sure if that's cartoon. I'm assuming it was in the cartoon. And then I don't know what color it would necessarily be, but I do want to make those stand out. It's kind of a neat little detail. Anyways, this actually mounts in the back here. And my thought is, as far as these little jet nozzles, at least for right now, I think what we'll do is put the 7 in and leave this guy right here off. So we'll do this one, and then all the way around. And my plan is, basically we're going to have a wall back here, like so, if that makes sense, which this is going to be like, going to look like a painted cell out of, or a painted background, I should say, a painted background out of the cartoon. So I think we'll just hand paint one. In fact, I'll probably try to find a screen accurate background. If you're not familiar with the old time cartoons, you would have a single background, and then you'd have many cells that would go in front of that, the clear acetates that would go in front of that were hand painted back then. And so you'd have all the cars go by or whatever, and it's just one singular background. So I want to do one of those to go behind the diorama. The base is going to be, I want it to actually have 3 dimensions. So it's going to be like a diorama base. So if it's, I'm not sure it's going to be, probably sand like they used to race across deserts and stuff. But do sand and like a cactus. Anyways, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But the point being is, because this is going to be sitting right here, I think this jet I will leave off, because I think it's the one that won't be seen. Or it's the one that's least seen, I guess I would say. So I guess that's the plan for now. And if I can get that off, there we go. So I think, like I said, I think that's the plan for now. But I did go ahead and paint up what we have. I'm still debating, do I want to go ahead and glue these in? Because if I end up doing, I might just see, can we push these in? Because these are meant to be just press fit anyways. Oh my gosh, they fit very hard. Okay. Actually, you know what? I'll just press fit them in like that. Because that's how they're not meant to have glue anyways, and they do fit tight. So I don't think I'll need glue. And if in that case, like I said, I'm going to leave that one out, I think. I think that's the one to leave out. Let me try putting a couple more in here. Oh boy. Oh yeah, a child's supposed to do this. I think because I painted them, maybe they're a little bit stiffer. I don't want to break it. It's not. Yeah, I think that's. I might have to. Well, I don't. I was thinking I might could shave out some of it, but I don't want to make it too loose because I don't know if I'm going to glue these right now. Yeah, but anyways, I think I'll finish putting these in around here because it's kind of wearing my thumb out. I'm not going to lie, and I think the reason it's so tight. And you know what? They can go either way. Let me try pushing it. Let me try going this way with it. No. Okay. I'll do this in between episodes. I don't want to bore you with me grunting and moaning trying to assemble a child's toy. That's not great YouTube content. Because the next thing I wanted to talk about, in fact, let me move all this stuff out of the way so I can flip the instructions. And let me not actually lose. You know what? Where's the monkey head? I am already missing one of these. Let's not lose another one. I'm going to put the jet nozzles in the monkey head so we don't lose them. Set them to the side. And then, let's see, because next is actually the interior. So this is going to be kind of fun. We're going to be painting up Muttley and Dick himself here. But what we also have to have is, and you can see I've already gone ahead and primed them. Got them all primed up gray. We've got the interior, which I primed and painted black. And the reason why I painted black is actually just this trim out here is black. Where's the body, the upper body? So the way this sits in here, I just happened to notice, is see how the trim is exposed, or the trim for the body itself is part of the interior. So I went ahead and painted that black, and now I'm trying to decide what I want to do inside here. So I've looked all over the internet, and everything is different. So for example, let me do this real quick. Let me get this nose cone out. Here's the nose cone. So I'm going to just use this as an example. As with the interior, that was my X-Acto that almost fell and hit me in the foot. Like this nose cone, I have seen actual footage where it's the yellow color like they have here. You know, the same color as the fin and all that stuff. The same color as these nozzles and whatnot. But I've also seen it where it's the lighter color purple like this, which reminds me, and I need to do this right now before I forget, I need to pull this all back apart because I completely forgot. Come on, come apart for me. Thank you. Let me pull the axles out. Glad we didn't actually glue any of this. There we go. Because this front piece here is supposed to be this light colored purple. So I need to paint that before we start assembling this thing. It's going to be easy now because I can just tape it right behind there. I can tape all that off and then paint that the light colored purple. So I'm going to do that in between episodes, and then we can go back and put the axles and things back in, which I need to go in here and need a little bit of touch up of paint too, just from the pressure and what putting these together. It smudged some of the paint and whatnot. So I'll touch all that up also. But my point being is I've seen in the animated cells, there's sometimes this is yellow, sometimes it's purple. Same thing with the interior. Sometimes it's red, sometimes it's brown. I think I've seen it blue. I've seen it. So I think we can kind of just take our own liberty. Like for me, I'm going to do this yellow, like we have in this picture here that somebody did this, you know, it's a computer animation or whatever, or computer drawing. I'm going to do it yellow because I like how that looks. I think for the interior, what I've decided on is to just leave it black. Now, when I say that, the seats themselves are going to be brown, so they're like the leather color. In fact, I might just paint a little bit of that here in just a second. But I think I'm going to leave the interior cup, whatever you want to call it, I'm going to leave it black for two reasons. One, because it's already black and it's easy, right? Let's just, you know, facts are facts. It's, you know, it's kind of cheating, you know. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to leave it black. Also, here's the other reason that I think will help is when Dick is mainly blue with some red and whatnot, and Muttley is like a tan color. I think if we leave the interior black, that will really make them kind of stand out. If I painted this red, he's gonna kind of disappear because a lot of him is red. If I paint it brown, Muttley's gonna disappear because he's a lot of brown. You know what I mean? I think being black, it'll make the two characters really kind of stand out. And that's what we're gonna go with. I think that'll be the way to go. But what we do want to do, or what I do want to do, is paint him black. And do I have? Oh, here it is, my paintbrush. I couldn't find my paintbrush. And do I have something to put some paint in? I forget that this does not. Yeah, here we go. So what I want to do is go ahead and just kind of paint the seat just a little bit so we can see what this brown is going to look like. It's kind of my thought. And I'm going to hand paint this, or hand brush it, I guess I should say. And kind of give it a look at what it's going to. I think that's, yeah. Now I think it's going to take a couple coats. Because you can definitely see the black. Make sure you guys can see what I'm doing here. You can definitely see the black coming through. This is the color I'm using is, well, I don't know what the color is. It's burnt flesh. It's a Dick Dastardly color, I guess. So burnt flesh, but it's from Vallejo's Game Air line. So it's really meant for airbrushing. So it's a little thinner, and that's what, that's why it might take a couple coats of hand brushing to actually get the opaqueness that we want. But I just kind of want to see how this color is going to look. And I think it's going to look fine. I mean, it's black. It's going against black, so any color would probably work. But yeah, so that's kind of what the seat color will be. More opaque, of course, because I'll do two coats, and then I'll have to paint very carefully to the edge of the seat. I might just kind of define an edge like so. Something like that, and I think that'll look pretty good. Okay, so I mainly wanted to look at that just to see how that's going to look. And then as far as the figures go, let me move that out of the way. I'm thinking I'm going to have to do so. Well, I might see what you guys think. You can let me know down in the comments. Obviously, these were two halves put together. I've already glued them together so I could prime them. But they definitely have a very visible seam right down the middle entirely, all the way down the middle of them. And I kind of want the figures to be something of a focal point. Obviously, the cars are going to be the main focal point. Got something on my chassis back here. This is the problem. Can I get that off? This is the problem. Yeah, there it went. Okay. The problem with having things sitting around in a workshop. My point is, I think I want to work out these seams. So in other words, I'd need to shave them down, sand them down as best I can. So we don't have that visible seam, but then it's going to take some filler to fill. So there's a pretty good cracks through some of this, or when I say cracks, I should say seams. So I think I'm going to have to use, like, especially in his lap here. I think I'm going to have to use some filler to get that really filled in. It's going to take a little bit of detail work. So I don't think we can start painting these guys just yet. So what I think I'm going to do is, along with the body work that needs to be done here, we also need to do the body work here. If you remember, this came out of the box broken. So I got to fill that. We'll fill these guys. We'll do all this work at the same time. So we'll set all this to the side. So I think I'm going to finish, I'll finish the interior cup, if you want to call it that, whatever it's, the tub, without the two characters, without Muttley and Dick. I'll work those as far as body work, because I'd like to paint these together. So what I'll probably end up doing is spraying. He's basically a blue color. His main outfit, I guess, is the blue color, kind of the same color as the car itself. I think I'd planned on doing it the same color, this dark color here. So I'll spray that, and then we'll hand paint all the details. Same with Muttley. Muttley's a tan color, which I have over here. We'll spray him and then come together and paint all the details. We'll do that together, but I'm gonna have to body work it first. So what I think I'll do in between episodes is prep the rest of this stuff for the body, because I think we'll be able to get them in. I mean, maybe I can leave this top fin off, But we can go ahead and get the interior cup in, get the body sandwiched together once that body works together. I need to paint the front and the cone, that little piece. Get all the rest of the pieces of the Mean Machine kind of prepped, ready to go. I'm going to have to go, like I said, and get hardener for my body filler. And then we'll start to get everything together as far as the Mean Machine goes. And then, of course, in the background, I'm still working on Penelope's car also. So we'll be getting that together at the same time. And I don't think it's going to take too long to do these. What we then will start working on is the diorama portion. So the background and the base. Yeah, I guess that's what we'll call it. The base for the diorama, which is probably going to take the most work because I want it to be three-dimensional. And boy, this just does not want to. Is it the piece? Which piece is it that's not wanting to work here? I'm afraid of, like right there, I touched, that black paint. I'm afraid of, wow. Okay, I think it's this piece that's the problem. Where's my X-Acto? Do I not have it? Oh, it fell on the floor. Hold on a second, I forgot. I'm probably about to step on it. So yeah, the base is going to be the part that I think is going to take the most work. Because I want it to be, like I said, three-dimensional, somewhat like real looking, but still give the impression or make it look like it's out of the cartoon. I hope that makes sense. Gosh dang. Man, will it fit in any of these? I might. You know what? We might end up having to just cut these little tabs off. Let me show you. We might end up having to cut these little tabs off and just glue them on there. But I just didn't want to glue anything. I was hoping they would fit in nice and flush and pretty and whatever. Because I still don't know. This really irritates me that we're going to be missing one of the jet nozzles. I can't tell you how irritating that is. Because there's just nothing you can do about it. I mean, I could try to 3D print one, but that's always tough too. Anyways, yeah. So in between episodes, let me get all this stuff finished up. I'll get this stuff finished up, the nozzles finished up, that is. I'll paint the seats in the interior. I will get the rest of everything prepped as far as everything else that needs to go on the car. I'll get down and get some hardener for my body filler so we can get the body work done and hopefully get that paint process going. I'll do all that in between today and tomorrow, or at least as much of it as I can, so that when we come back tomorrow, we'll have a lot that we can work on. But thank you for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. Let me know down in the comments section what you think so far. Let me know in the comment section what you would do about this missing nozzle here. If you have any ideas, please let me know. I think the only thing you really could do is, well, there's two things you could do. I could try to 3D print one. Well, I take it back. There's three things or I guess there's many things we could do, but three that I think I'm going to do is I can push really hard to get that in there. I can just leave it, gone. In fact, which one of these three things would you do? Let me know in the comment section. Just leave it off, try to 3D print one, or just go buy another kit and pull it out of another kit. I mean, that's an option too. Is just, and then we'd have plenty of extras. Yeah, I guess. There, I think that's kind of got them what we've got in there. It looks pretty cool. This bugs me. I will go buy a whole nother kit because this bugs me so much. I do need to touch a little bit of black paint. These are not all the way in here. In fact, I'm going to pull all these out. I'm going to cut those off and I'm just going to glue them in place. And then if I can't find it, I probably will end up buying a whole nother kit just for that one nozzle. Anyways, thanks for joining me today. We're running long. I'm blabbing on, thinking out loud. Leave me those comments down in the comment section there. If you enjoyed this, please hit the like button. It does help. And hit the subscribe button. Do all those things you do on YouTube. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Here we go.
this night. You gotta find